Welcome to Blender. In this video, I'm going to show you how to construct mesh to do a flipbook animation in Second Life using a script. Okay, so let's get started. So, depending on where you guys are in your steps, you may have the mirror modifier still turned on. If you do, you can just kill the mirror modifier and that'll get rid of one of your wings. Um, if you have it joined together, so I'm going to join this together real quick. If you have it joined together, oh my god. Let me apply this and then join them together. So if you have it joined together, when you go into edit mode, it'll look like this. We're just going to go ahead and hit L on this wing and make sure you got the top and bottom both selected. Hit P by selection and separate it. Then you can go back into your butterfly and do the other wing with L, and we're just going to delete those vertices because we don't need them. Once you have your wing all separated out, then we're going to rotate it and get it flat. So I'm going to hit 3 on the number pad, nope, 1 on the number pad, and I'm just going to rotate it until it looks kind of flat. The position and stuff doesn't really matter too much. But I am going to hit 7, and I'm just going to move it back on the X to about right there. And I'm going to hit Object, Apply, All Transforms, just to put the point of origin in the center here. So once we have that, I'm going to go into front view, and it's straight, so that's good enough. So we're going to need 8 wings with 8 different materials to be able to animate this guy in Second Life with a script. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wing and I'm just going to Shift D and copy it and drop it right back where it's at with right click. Then you can hit R and just rotate it up a little bit, and it's not rotating properly. That's because I have my transforms wrong. I'm going to go to you know what? I'm going to leave it on 3D cursor. So if yours isn't on 3D cursor, put it on 3D cursor. And then we're going to go into edit mode on the wing. Alt Z for X-ray. I'm going to select like this vertex here. Hit Shift S and cursor to selected. And then back in object mode with tab and then back into front view. And now if I rotate, it'll rotate like that. So I'm just going to, I copied it and I rotated it. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to hit Shift D and right click and then rotate it again. Shift D, right click, rotate it again. And we're just making steps for the butterfly wings to hide and appear in Second Life. So we need 8 of them. So I'm going to rotate this one up some more. Probably there. And I'm just repeating the process over and over and over again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 50. I'm going to rotate that one down. 7. And then Shift D and rotate this guy that way. Probably about right there. So that all looks good. Now we need to name these guys. So we're going to name this one number 1. So we select it, find it in the outliner, double click it, and then just name it 1. Select the every other one. So we're going to pick the third one and name it number 2. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one, name it number 3. The 7th one, name it number 4. This one will be number 5. So, no, I got lost. Yeah, that's 4. So now we're back at this one, which will be number 6. This one will be number 7. And this one will be number 8. And then let me bring this down here. So we can select them in here and see if it's working right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll bring the wing down and bring the wing back up. Now that we have that, we need to get materials on here each separately. So they all have the same material right now. So if we go to the shading tab and get this lined up pretty good here, that ought to do. So this one is number 1. So we don't need both of these materials. I think it's this material I don't need. Yeah, it's not that material. So I'm going to get rid of that material. So I've already renamed that one. That one's renamed number 1. So they're all going to be named number 1 if you select through. I have that material on each one of them. You only need one material on these guys, so you can select each one and get rid of that one material you don't need. And that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so we know that's number 1, so that's good. And you can, if it's not named number 1, just double click on it and name it number 1. This one, we're going to need it to be number 2, so we're going to go here and we're going to select this number. Yours might not say 13, but mine does. So, because I have copies of copies. Just click that and it'll name it 001. Just rename it to number 2. Select this one, which is number 3, and click your number here and name it number 3. Then select number 4, so click your number, name it number 4. This one's number 5, so click your number and name it 5. So what I'm doing, every time I click this button, it creates a new material out of the material that's on it. So it's effectively the same material. So now we're on number 6. So there's 9 objects in my collection that have this material. So when I click this material 1 gets turned into a brand new material with exactly the same properties. So that's what that does, and it renames the material to 1001, and then we rename it to 6. And then number 7. If you click it in here, it changes this, and you have to change it back. If you click it in there, it don't change this. So select our number and name it number 7. And then this one should be number 8. Yep. And select our number and name it number 8. And that should be good. And I'm going to rename this one. I'm going to do this one also because I have 6 of them attached to it, and I just don't want it to cause errors down the road. So I'm just going to click it, and I'm going to leave it named 001. It'll be fine. Okay, so now that we have all that done and all our materials renamed, we need to join all these guys together. So I'm just going to grab them. And that's 1 through 8. And I'm going to hit Control J and join them all together. And what that does, that puts all those materials over here. So now we have 8 materials, but they're in funky orders. And for the script to work, they need to be in the right order. So I got number 1. So if you click number 2 down here, you can use these 2 arrows on the right here and just move it up to where it's supposed to be. Number 2, and then number 3, 4, number 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So just you can go up and down with these numbers until they're all in order. Okay, so we got those joined together. I'm going to jump back into layout. Now we need to join these guys with our butterfly. So I'm going to, it doesn't really matter where the position is because you can change it in Second Life. But you can change it here too, whichever you probably find easier. It's probably easier here, so I'm going to go here. And, well, let's put a mirror on it first. So go to your modifiers tab, and we'll add a mirror. And mine's on the Y, so I'm going to put it on the Y. That's upside down because the orientation's not right, so I'm going to go to Object, Apply All Transforms. That resets the orientation where it kind of should be. And I'm actually okay with that. If you don't like the position of it, you could go into edit mode, select all of it. Like maybe you want it a little wider, a little closer together. You can do whatever you want here. So like maybe I want the wings to rotate a little better. Just adjust your rotation and everything. And you can hit G and move it around and put it wherever you want it. Maybe go this way a little bit with it. Check it out. Make sure it's not poking through weird anywhere. And that's looking pretty good. So now we need to apply our modifier. So tab in object mode, click a little drop down and click apply. That sets the wing as all one mesh instead of half a mesh. And then we can select our butterfly. Actually, we don't. We're going to export it in two parts. So in order for Second Life to export this thing, or to accept it in two parts and not be 400 land impact, we need physics models. We're just going to use basic cube physics models for this, but we need two of them because we have two objects. One object, two objects. So I'm going to Shift A, Mesh, Cube, and just make a cube. And it doesn't matter what size the cube is. I'm just going to move it over here. And then Shift D, copy the cube, and you can just drop it. So we got cube and cube 1. So now we can select this mesh and select this mesh. And we can export it as one object. Link set for Second Life is what it's called. So before I do that, though, I want to check how big it is. Make sure you check your size. That's good. My skill's 1, so make sure both are selected, and select each one of them. Make sure your skill is 1, and that the size is appropriate. Okay, we've got all that done. Now we need to export this guy in the physics model. So I'm going to select wings, select the butterfly with Shift Select. Go to File, Export, Collada. And I've done this a couple times. I recorded it and forgot to tell OBS to record everything, so it didn't record this part. So we're going to just, I'm going to click Butterfly Video Version, DAE, and I'm just going to get my plus over here to rename it something new. Go to Operator Presets, Sim Static, that puts it on selection, and uncheck Copy, and we'll export that. And then we need to do the same with our cubes. So we got one cube, and then we'll Shift Select the other cube. Same thing, File, Export, Collada. We've already done our settings over here, so they stay the same. I'm going to rename this to my physics so that I have it once already. So I'm just going to do that and hit the plus. So I have physics 1 and export Collada. Okay, we're jumping into Second Life here, and we're just going to import our model. So go to Build, Upload, Mesh Model, and we'll click the, where's it at? Video 1 version. And there's our butterfly. We can zoom in on it, look at it. You can hold Alt, or is it Control? It's Control, and flip it around, make sure everything's visible. It looks good. I'm going to change my lowest to 0, and I'm going to generate use load above for the medium LOD. Then go to physics, and we go to File and Browse, and go ahead and grab our physics model and click Open. So that opens up, and it has the two cubes that we had. So one for the butterfly body and one for the butterfly wings. If you don't have two physics models like that, because we have two parts of our model, we need two physics models. So that looks correct. So we can rename this to butterfly video version. Just because I got a bunch of these in there. I don't care if it's named wrong. And go back to level detail and calculate weights and fees. And it's coming in at 1.4, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and upload that. Drag it out, drop it, and we'll zoom in on it. Check it out. It's looking pretty good. All right, our butterfly is ready to go. Now we just need to get our texture on it. So click plus, upload image, grab our bake that we did, open it up, upload it, and each one of these wings has its own material, which is its own face. So we have to put it on each one of them. So we'll just drag that out on all of those. Get them all textured. And one on the butterfly itself. So that's our butterfly all textured up. Celestine has provided a script for us to make our wings move, and it's going to basically hide all the wings and turn them on one at a time or cycle through them. I don't know how it works, but it makes it flap. So let's go to scripts, and I'll be giving the script to you guys. So go to edit, scroll across the top here to content, go to edit linked, select the butterfly wings, and we have nothing in our contents, so we take the script and we just drag it in there, and the wings start flapping. If you don't like how fast they're flapping, you can open up the script and you can change the sleep number. You can just change it to 2, and that'll slow it down. And then there's another one down here. Where you at? There it is. Change that one to 2 also. And then save it, and that'll slow the wings down as soon as it calculates. There it goes. Now, since this is Celestine's script and we don't want to sell it with and let everybody have it, if you guys right click on the script and go to properties, just turn off mod and transfer, and you can still sell the script. They just can't mess with it. We can sell the script in an object and they can't mess with it. So we can close that and then scroll across here to general, and we can turn off the edit linked, and when you sell it, just turn off transfers. That way they can copy and mod it, but they can't transfer it, and that'll have it ready to sell for you. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you learned something, go ahead and like and subscribe, and our Discord channel is also in the server if you want to join our Discord, and I'll see you in the next video.